relationships, or accomplishments. In other words, you cannot find true satisfaction outside of fulfilling your highest destiny, realization of your oneness with Spirit. I want you to wake up today. If you believe that you will be complete after you find the right relationship, the better job, the bigger house, the hotter investment, the accomplishment of a particular goal, you are asleep in the human dream of Maya, which is the sleep of delusion. Any such fulfillment is only temporary. The quest of looking for wholeness outside of yourself is not the way it works. It is an inside job. Failure to recognize the true nature of your life's quest creates a syndrome of identity crisis. It will continue until you turn within to the only true source of fulfillment, and that development and active relationship with Supreme Reality. Begin now to cultivate your spiritual sensitivity to the presence. Talk to the Spirit in the language of your heart and notice how sweetly and eagerly it responds to you. Today, know that the Spirit delights in bestowing heavenly treasures upon you. If you are callous to the truth, the Spirit stands at the door and knocks. How shall it come in? How shall it come inside your experience? Cultivating, sensing, and knowing that Spirit longs to fully give of itself to you. Live, move, and have your awareness in this reality, and you will come to understand what Jesus meant when he said, "It is the Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom." The door of receptivity opens from the inside. Today, swing it wide open and expect a blessing that will fill your heart to overflowing. I sense the presence in the center of my being. My mind, heart, and soul drink deeply from this divine well and forever quench my thirst. So, this concludes our meditation for this morning. Slowly, gradually, come on back into the room and stay tuned for a wonderful service that's coming in the next 15 minutes. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.
Come together. Together in one song. Come together. From different worlds we are drawn together. In our own way we can pray together. Together we are strong. Good. I see God in you. You see God in me. One plan, one vision, one family. Come together, dreams and hands we will join together to build a place we can grow together. Together we are whole. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Scottsdale Center for Spiritual Living. I'm Reverend Lee Height, and I'm glad to have each and every one of you here today. And welcome to everybody joining us in our virtual community. This being the first Sunday of the month, it's time to celebrate birthdays. Do we have any March birthdays in this space? No?
March.
Unbirthdays. Happy birthday.
Anniversary.
I bet we have somebody out. I'm going to assume that we have somebody out there in our online community that has a March birthday. Okay. And we will stand and we will sing happy birthday to our online friends. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. All right, yay. And welcome also to anybody who is here joining us for the very first time today here in this space or online. We're glad to have you here and hope you find this to your liking. If you would like to stay up to date with what we're up to, you can sign up for our Saturday email, which is filled with community news and inspiration. You can also find us on our Facebook page and watch our live stream there. We rebroadcast the live stream on Wednesday evenings as well. And be sure to check out and follow us on Facebook and on Instagram. We have a vibrant spiritual community here at Scottsdale CSL, and we're growing and happy to meet new friends each week and look forward to experiencing Spirit with each of you and sharing our mission and vision and purpose for being as part of that. So would you join me as we speak them into our service now? Our mission is to provide spiritual tools for personal and community transformation. Our vision is a world that works for everyone. Our purpose is to awaken to our spiritual magnificence, and so it is. And now is for a time for our grateful sharing. Gratitude sweetens even the smallest moments. It's all right. Shabit Bawija. Would anybody like to share a brief gratitude this morning? Mm-hmm. Lily?
I'm grateful to be invited to sing for you today.
And we are grateful for that. We're grateful you're here. I can say I'm grateful to have you here with us today. Yes, sir.
I would just like to say that that's quick anyway.
That's all right.
That as the government is putting things down, I'm working for the government, and I was just promoted this week.
There you go. All right, there you go. Anybody else? All right. Good. Good. So, have you looked at the SCSL website lately? Joe has added a page with many of our annual review videos. It's a fun trip down memory lane, so take time to check it out at scottsdalecsl.org. Before we invite Daniel to pray our invocation, I want to acknowledge that the Muslim holy month of Ramadan has begun. Throughout March, our Muslim brothers and sisters will celebrate the revelation of the first verses of the Holy Quran during this month. During this period, Muslims are required to fast and to give to charity, to show kindness and patience, and to strengthen their relationship with God. So if you know someone who is practicing this month, you could offer the blessing Ramadan Mubarak, which translates to Blessed Ramadan, or Ramadan Kareem, which means generous Ramadan. And so with that, I'll invite our practitioner of the day, Daniel, up for our invocation.
Thanks, Rev. Well, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
So I will be here during service, but we'll be leaving right before the end of service. I'm guessing. I don't know exactly what time we're going to be leaving. So if you need a treatment from me in particular, see me before the end of the service, or wave at me, smile at me, or give me a call or a text, and we'll take care of it after service or during the week. Otherwise, there'll be two reverends here that will be happy to assist you in your spiritual journey by giving you a treatment. Okay? And also we have a variety of different ways to get that. We have a email, a text, or you can leave written requests back there, and we will pray on those with you, for the whole week. So as Ernest said, you treat and move your feet, and then we'll treat. How's that? Okay, so I have a quote here before we get going. This is from Buddha. Do not dwell on the past. Do not dream of the future. Concentrate the mind on the present moment. So I'm going to invite you right now to get into close your eyes if you feel comfortable in doing that. And this invocation journey as we go within, knowing that there is a spiritual presence that's waiting for us inside. So as we get quiet, as we quiet down the voice of the outer world and focus on the inner world, we hear that spiritual presence talking to us, saying, you are loved. You are full of joy. You can tap into my presence right here, the presence of the spiritual being that we know as God, as Buddha, as a variety of different names, but it all amounts to the same thing. The one spiritual presence that fills us up with all the qualities that we desire in life, without any judgment, without any lack, without any limitations. So I know and claim for myself and for each and every one of us in the sound, within the sound of my voice, that we are totally blessed and full with that spiritual abundance. And my heart opens up to give gratitude and express my joy by giving thanks for this beautiful, wonderful spiritual community filled with loving, prosperous members that give both of their time, their presence, and financial abundance to make this happen. To all the volunteers that come and give tirelessly of their energy and their skills. To Reverend Lee and Reverend Jill for their presence here, assisting us and supporting us on our spiritual journeys. For Reverend Jill's message today, knowing it is whole, complete, in every way, it is done. For Lily's wonderful voice and singing today, I give thanks for all of that, for knowing that each and every one of us are on the spiritual journey as we give our love, our heart, and our blessing away to each and every place in this world that needs it. Everyone that desires to be on the spiritual path, we support and we invite them to walk along with us in love and joy and harmony, knowing that there are many ways to get to that one. So I know that this treatment is complete the way it is, and I give this away into that spiritual truth, into the law that always says yes to each and everything that we desire, that we think about, that we speak about, knowing that we are totally blessed and full of love and joy and happiness. And I affirm that and invite each and every one of us to affirm it together by saying, and so it is. Namaste.
You are blessed. You are a blessing. 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 You are a blessing. You are a blessing.
All right, then. We have a few announcements this morning. We are once again holding our Grateful Gatherings fundraising events for 2025. So anyone can host an event. The host provides a theme, the minimum bid amount per person, total number of people who can attend, the date, location, and food and beverage or entertainment. So the creative ideas for hosting an event are virtually unlimited, and as long as it includes some type of food, beverage, or entertainment. Locations can include your home, partner with somebody else, your office, a park, our facilities. The options are limitless. So your imagination is your only limitation. So sign up to host your event at the front table out in the lobby. All proceeds benefit Scottsdale CSL. So upcoming fundraising events.
I went to a garden party, reminisced with my old friend, a chance to share old memories.
So April 20th, the 10th anniversary, our 10th anniversary garden party celebration. So join us for a catered luncheon, complete with a chef customizing your selections from the pasta bar. In addition to your pasta entree, lunch will include salads, desserts, and a beverage bar. Throughout the meal, Jennifer Sheets will provide a selection of live music, including blues, pop, and country tunes. We've rented tables, banquet chairs, and linens, and each table will have its own pop-up tent for a cool and comfortable celebration experience. Tickets are $50 in advance, and donations are also accepted. So that's coming up April 20th. May 17th, Controlled Insanity by Joe Hammer and the Outcasters, improv comedy troupe. An al fresco dinner in the courtyard of savory soups and refreshing salads, followed by the show. Tickets for that event are $30. So that's that. Prayer Circle meets next Sunday after the service, and everyone is welcome to pray. Mark your calendar to join us for the brunch at Picazzo's Healthy Italian Kitchen following the service on March 23rd. Everyone is welcome. After the message this morning, Reverend Joe will open the mic for your questions or comments about today's topic. We have a basket of pens and scratch pads available on the front table if you'd like to take notes during the service. All right. With that, we love music here at Scottsdale Center for Spiritual Living, and today we welcome back the International Western Music Association's Best Western Songwriter of the Year, Lily Roberts. Yeah.
It is so good to be back here. What fun. All of it makes me wish I didn't have to go back to Jackson Hole, Wyoming for the summer. We usually leave at the beginning of April. There's so many fun things going on here. This song I wrote just a few days ago, and it was inspired by a little health scare I had a couple of years ago. I had been estranged from my sister for a couple of years, but when she found out that I had blockage in my heart, they thought it was extreme and I might have to have a stent. She contacted me and said, let's put everything behind us. When it comes to mortality, we can't mess around. I love you and you love me. I'll take you whatever you need to go to the doctor or whatever. It was really a beautiful reunion. As it turned out, I didn't have a blockage and nothing that can't be helped with medicine. It was very minor, really. So, Great Spirit knew what he was doing. It was all about a reunion with my sister and me. And I'm thinking in these divisive times that even friends are sort of divisive sometimes. And I'm thinking, if we all knew, if I sat across from you and we knew we had only 45 minutes left before we made our transition into full spirit, how would that change how we felt about our differences? They would seem so inconsequential. So this song I wrote, it would change our values instantly. This is called Our Final Breath, Extend a Hand. As we stood before the divine source, unveiling where we're at, my values disagreed with yours about this and about that. How you thought me unrealistic, how could I believe the values I held as near and dear my soul's priorities. If we both stood on the brink of human end, our transition pending and our stances to defend, would it matter as we watch our halted breath slowing, slowing, and then slower still, and a last exhaling, put aside our differences as our souls transcend, compassion in our final breaths, and extend a hand. Would it be so all important that you think just like I do? Or could I extend a pass like I would want from you? Our condition being human, the mystery of our birth, a short time here than dust to dust while we're here on earth. Would it be enough to know that neither of us do know what's on the other side of mystery and truth? Undoubtedly more compassion if we knew our souls transcend. We'd reach across to each other, maybe even become friends. Put aside our differences as our souls transcend, compassion in our final breaths, and extend a hand. Put aside our differences as our souls transcend, compassion in our final breaths, and extend a hand.
Thank you, Lily. That was beautiful. Maybe this one. There we go. Microphone City up here this morning. Good morning. Morning. Welcome to March. Welcome to March. Have you ever considered how you make decisions? Do you weigh the pros and cons? Do you use your gut instinct? Maybe it's intuition or something else? Have you ever set a goal for yourself, not achieved it, and then beat yourself up mentally? Maybe like, I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to write 1,000 words a day on my new book I'm writing. I'm going to be seeing my family and friends more? Or do you say things like, I really should, I ought to, I have to, I should save more money, I ought to learn Spanish, I have to clean out my closets? And yet we never get around to it. How many are familiar with around to it? Yeah. Joe reminded me Zig Ziglar started this. And I had one of those back in the 80s. Someone handed me this little wooden one, had red to it on the front of it. And it's like, okay, now you've got around to it, so let's get it done. Getting around to it. My message today is unveiling your soul's true priorities. And we're beginning our new series for the month of March, and it's called Living Our Values Every Day. And we're going to be exploring this topic all month. So, in introducing this, we're going to be using our book of the month, The Values Factor, by Dr. John DeMartini. You may have seen this before because I've used this book for 11 years, and we'll talk more about that. But one of the first things we have to figure out is, what are our values? What are our values? And first, we want to look at what they're not. And the first time I studied this book, it took me a minute to wrap my head around that, because when we think of values, we think of things like honesty and integrity and trust and truth and things like that, right? Those big words. DeMartini suggests that those are actually social idealisms, ways of being and interacting in society, in community, in our tribe. Good things, but not our true values. These are not the things that get us out of bed in the morning to go forth into the world and do the driving force. Unless perhaps you're in a business or an industry that's the focal point. Maybe if you were a judge, honesty and integrity might be, but yet we see judges and stuff that may not be living that value. So, according to the author of the book, he says true values are as specific to you as your fingerprint, your retinal pattern, and your voice print. Specific to you. Values are not something that we compare with each other. Oh, we've got the same values, so it's going to be the same thing to both of us, right? Not necessarily. Let's say you value research. I value research. But you may be researching cures for cancer or baseball statistics. Maybe we're researching real estate. We really love digging into the best properties, where they're located, what the values of them are. Maybe we're looking for the best steakhouse in town, the best restaurant. Maybe we value food and nourishment and the restaurant experience. That's a value for us. Maybe it's travel, best travel deals. I can talk about Valerie because she's not here this morning. She's on a ship in the middle of the ocean. But travel is one of her values. Would you agree? She always finds a way to work it into the conversation. She travels herself. She's a travel agent. She likes that connection with new people, seeing the world, having that broader view of human experience. She lives that value. Gets her out of bed in the morning, I can assure you. Our values, though, change throughout our life. When I first read that piece of this book, I thought, well, no, not necessarily. But as I think back, it's true. When I was in my 20s, things that I valued were starting a relationship, establishing a career, setting a financial foundation for my future. Now that I'm in my mid-60s, I have different values in that area. I'm looking more at winding down career. I'm looking more at retirement and what does that look like? And how do those finances work? And my own mortality. When I hit 60, I could suddenly begin to see the light at the end of the tunnel, as they say. The runway's getting shorter. And, it just does every year. So we start to think about things like leaving a legacy to whom and what, and our own mortality. Our core values are the things that drive the actions that we take every single day. Sometimes values can be kind of dusted off and stuck up on a shelf. Yeah, they're there. That's what I do. But these core values we're talking about are the things that we live every single day, that we make our decisions, big and small, based on. When we can define what those are and then begin to live in alignment with them, we can live more authentically and in harmony, and that's going to lead to more meaning and more contentment in our life. I think our true values are one way that the divine spark of spirit within us is individualized through form and function. Because values are so unique to us and the way that we live them, that is our individualization of spirit. So understanding those allows our soul to be revealed through our thoughts, words, and actions. We're no longer conflicted with the shoulds of our lives. Those things that we should be doing, but we haven't been doing. We should go to the gym, but something always gets in the way. We should eat better, but something always gets in the way. What are your shoulds? What are the shoulds that, gosh, they end up on my to-do list every week. They end up on my goal sheet every year, and I just haven't done it. This book of the month, it's been instrumental in my life for just evaluating my life itself, for understanding my passion, my values, and actually accepting my call into ministry. Because I thought I knew what my values were, and they were here. But I kept getting this call to ministry, spirit tapping on my heart, going, and I kept going, no, this is here. And when I did this work, I began to realize that's not true. That's not true. That's not how you're living your life. And I was able to step into this call to ministry. The exercises and case studies helped me to go deeply within and to reflect on what is important, to answer those deeper questions, to notice how I live, what I do, how I spend my money, how I spend my time, what's important to me, what my priorities are, simply by looking at what I actually do. Not what I think I should be doing, but what I'm actually doing. That's the difference. What are you actually doing? And beating yourself up for. That's where it gets painful, isn't it? When we're saying is this, we're doing this, but then we're beating ourselves up because it's not, what is going on? This is my 4th time through this book in 11 years. Because values change, right? There are a lot of exercises in the book. And in the 2nd chapter, there are 2 that I really like and remember. They're ones that I reflect back on. It's discover what you love. The other one is his 6-step process of asking 13 questions to determine what your highest values are. Each one of those questions has a minimum of 3 answers. You can certainly go deeper with them. And then you spend 4 more steps evaluating those answers and reorganizing until you get your hierarchy of 5 values. And you look at those from, okay, the first 2 values, number 1 and number 2. What happens when they conflict? Which one do I pick? So you really get it dialed in. 1 and 2, 2 and 3, 3 and 4, and so forth. And it helps us in the end to understand how we're already living our values and letting go of all those shoulds. The challenge is when our minds are in conflict with our actions. Have you noticed that? Our minds say, oh, one more little piece of cake won't hurt. Actually, your hand says that. Your mind is saying, you're on a diet, don't do that. I talk a lot in this community about the importance of living in alignment with our thoughts, our words, and our actions. And I do that because that's a key component to being a successful manifester of your life, of your dreams. When we're over here with a desire, I want this, and then our words and our actions don't support that, it negates it. We do our prayer, and then our actions and our words don't support that. We cannot be in alignment with it. We're not a vibrational match to that which we say we desire. So we have to find ways to get ourselves into alignment. I hear that in all areas of life, but I think mostly, as I was thinking about it, I hear it in relationships and in finance, where we have these dreams, desires, but our words and our actions don't support that. Ernest Holmes is the author of The Science of Mind. He's the founder of Centers for Spiritual Living. And he says, you will attract into your life those people, conditions, and events which validate your deepest beliefs. That is why it is very important to cleanse yourself of the junk values of the past and continually see yourself as a worthy and prosperous person. I think I've used that quote in the last few weeks, but it's a good one. When our vibration is steady, meaning in alignment with our thoughts, words, and actions, universal law must match that vibration, and our desire is met. That's how it works. But when we're over here all over the place, we're not in a vibrational match to it. So that's the importance of it. These exercises shine the light on those areas where we may be out of alignment and gives us a roadmap back to balance and harmony. I found another quote. Have you heard of the minimalists guys on Netflix that do documentaries? Yeah, I had not heard of them, but the quote is appropriate for this. It says, if your actions don't align with your values, you'll continue to experience a chasm of discontent. A chasm of discontent. I didn't give you this one, Joe, but I was reminded this week about a Steve Jobs quote where he said, I've looked in the mirror every morning and asked myself, if today were the last day of my life, would I want to do what I'm about to do today? And whenever the answer has been no for too many days in a row, I know I need to change something. I know I need to change something. Something's out of alignment. Are there areas of your life where you're experiencing that chasm of discontent or saying no too many days in a row? When we're living our values every day, we can consciously make choices that feed us, that support us, that motivate us, that encourage us. when we're living this process, it requires regular check-ins with ourselves. It requires inter-reflection. It's deeper work to really get at where are the disconnects in my life? How am I living? How am I really living and experiencing my life versus what I say I want? And later on this month, we're going to show you how to link those values to those desires when they don't appear to go together so that you can achieve even greater success. But today we're just figuring out what our values are this week. Roy Disney, Walt's nephew, he said, when your values are clear to you, making decisions becomes easier. Now, the opposite of this is from the Bible. Where there is no vision, the people will perish. That one feels more like a hammer. This work, discovering when we're not living in alignment with our values, can be life-altering. And I invite you to utilize your practitioners in this community, Daniel, Lee, and myself. If you find yourself at a crossroads doing this work, get the spiritual support that you need to help you walk through that. Continue to deepen in the exercises and take an honest look at your life. What is it reflecting to you? As I said earlier, these values do change as we age, as we go through different phases of life. And you may be just in the messy middle, but you also may be transitioning to another type of belief, another value system. And all that's good, but just get the support you need if it's a challenging crossroads for you. And be gentle with yourself. Be gentle. What this does for us is when we can live from our values every day and life's inevitable challenges come around, and they do, we're better prepared to deal with them because we've got a playbook now against which we can make decisions about what's happening. It's like living in the eye of the storm and never being impacted by those winds and rains and things. We're just in that calm and peaceful place because we know who we are and we're living from that place. In 2014, at the real estate office where I work, we did an exercise where we created a document we call True North. And it was our mission, vision, purpose, our reason for being, our something else. What was the other thing? What we're best at in the world. I think it came from Good to Great, Jim Collins' work. And there was about 8 of us that put it all together, and we worked on it for many weeks and dialed it in. Everybody was happy with it, posted it. And, change happened, and we're down to only 3 of us remaining in the office who worked on that original document. But there's 8 of us that worked together there, and it has become our culture because it is our values, basically, as a company. And when we have decisions to make, we turn to that. We turn to that to help support us in, well, that doesn't fit our value about this or that, or doesn't fit our vision about this. And then we can talk about that and either let the opportunity go or change the opportunity to fit the vision. And that's what it can do for us too in our personal lives. When we have that playbook, if you will, of values, we can measure situations, events, relationships, careers, everything against that. Does that fit this? This week, I invite you to take this challenge. We've got copies of the book for sale at the front. It's called the values factor. Identify what you love and do that 6-step process of determining your highest values. You may be surprised at what you discover. You may not be. Either way, you'll be able to be more anchored and grounded in who you are, how you're living, what the values that you hold dear are. You'll know. And you can let go of those shoulds, any of the ones that are lingering on, that you should be doing this and should be doing that, which are really, if you're not doing them, you don't really want to do them, you don't find value in doing them, isn't it a waste of time and mental energy to beat yourself up about it on a regular basis? Imagine how much more free creative time you would have when we're not beating ourselves up. The final step after you do that process is to write your personal mission statement. Write your personal mission statement for your life. According to Lori Beth Jones, author of the book The Path, which we did that in a book study here. There may be copies in the, I don't know if there's any copies in there or not, in the library. She says there's 3 elements to a mission statement. Just 3. It should be no more than a single sentence long. It should be easily understood by a 12-year-old. And it should be able to be recited by memory. She says at gunpoint. I say under pressure. Under pressure. In other words, a statement of who you are, someone you should be really familiar with. Simple 3 points about your mission statement. 1 sentence, simple to be understood by a 12-year-old, and you memorize it. And those are your spiritual practices for this week. I invite you to get the book. I invite you to do the exercises. If you have not signed up for the Mindful Monday newsletter and you want to do so, you can click on the QR, send me an email, or sign up in the lobby. This week's will include these steps. It will also include a PDF attachment to it, that will be the 13 questions. It's a flyer that DeMartini put out years ago that I still have a copy of. It's no longer available on his website, but I've got it. So I'm going to share it with you. And you can do the questions. You can do the worksheet. There's a link to his website. He's transformed himself from all in-person events like he used to do. He's got all these classes on there now. Amazing stuff that he's doing. So I invite you to check that out. Sign up if you haven't. And just, we're already living our values. I know that's what you're going to discover. What the revelation will be is the shoulds. That will be the revelation. This process will help us to releasing those and to begin to boldly live as we're meant to. As we've come here to do. That's our true purpose. To boldly live as ourselves. And so it is. And it's now your turn. Any comments, thoughts, questions, complaints about your true values? Anybody? Yes, no? Jim.
I have to confess that when the first slide came up and you started talking, I thought, oh God, that's all I need is a lecture on values today. And then as the content started to unfold, I realized this is the key to the writing and the visioning work that I'm doing with my therapist and coach. And it directly informs a lot of the writing that I need to do about the mission and vision of my life moving forward into a new season. So thank you very much for this wonderful talk.
Wow, that's awesome. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. A new season. I like that because we do have seasons in our lives. And to recognize those and to be prepared for the metamorphosis of it, for the shedding of the old skin and the production of the new. We're very blessed to have tools to help us with that. Daniel.
So, what came up for me was that when I examine my values and there is a stuck point or resistance there, then I really need to focus in on that. Or, yeah, I really do, because that's creating some kind of resistance within. And so, values is all about flow and energy and just letting it go.
Yeah,
So, thank you.
excellent. You bet. Thank you. Anybody else? All right. Thank you. Thanks, Joe. Well, I'm going to invite you to pray with me. Would you join me? How good it is that we come together on Sunday mornings in this community to share our lives, our souls, our spirit, our love, in recognition of there being only one power, one presence, one life. And that is the infinite source. It is God. It is spirit. It is presence, universal energy, whatever we call it. All of it is here now, present in this room, present in, through, and as me, and in, through, and as each one of us gathered here, online, or listening later. Recognizing there is no separation. There is only oneness. There is only wholeness in this one existence. And so from that place, I speak my word as I claim for each of us the releasing of anything that is not ours to do. For letting go of the old ideas that no longer serve us. For healing any beliefs that don't support us. And for stepping boldly into the truth of our being, of who we are as God presence. Each of us embodying that divine spark of life, of love, of God, and allowing ourselves, our souls, to be made manifest brightly and boldly through our values, through our choices, our decisions, through our lives. Whereas Marianne Williamson says, we're not here to play small. We're here to play boldly. I know for anyone that has anything on their heart this day that they are seeking prayer around, that as they lift that into their minds and hearts, we hold them in this prayer and this consciousness for the complete and total manifestation of that desire, whatever it may be, whether it's healing, wholeness, financial flow, career, relationship, whatever it might be. God's got this. So it is with a heart filled with gratitude, joy, and thanksgiving that I release this into the action and activity of law, for I know it's already done. I know it is made manifest in the mind of God, and then we simply await its manifestation in form. And we affirm this truth together by saying, and so it is.
And how many seas must white dove sail before she sleeps in the sand? And how many times must the cannonballs fly for their forever band? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. How many years must a mountain exist for it is washed to the sea? And how many years can some people exist for they're allowed to be free? How many times must a man turn his head, pretending he just doesn't see? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. How many times must a man love God before he can see the sky? How many ears must one man have before he can hear people cry? How many deaths will it take till he knows too many people have died? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind.
Thank you, Lily. That was wonderful. It's a time now in our service for our spiritual practice of grateful giving, where we affirm and circulate our financial abundance and support the mission, vision, and purpose of sharing this truth of affirmative spirituality. Ernest Holmes writes, I know that my good is increased and multiplied as it is scattered. I am both an inlet and an outlet for the passage of divine love, life, and power. Wherever I go, then, I shall impart the divine blessing which I have received. So I invite everybody online and in the room to join us in the sacred practice this morning. We have a donation basket that will be coming around here shortly. We have our QR code where you can use the QR code to use a credit card to make a donation. Our Zelle address is donations@scottsdalecsl.org. Financial stewards have the weekly tithe ticket. If you sign up and become a financial steward, making a regular donation week to week, month to month, however that goes, you can pick up that tithe ticket as you come into the space. We have Money Finders Prosperity Program where we have the green envelope. And you can practice being aware and conscious of unexpected or serendipitous income as it comes into your life on a day-to-day basis. 10% goes in here and 90% stays in your world. When you have a cash donation, we have the white envelopes where you can write down your information so we can get a letter to you at the end of the year acknowledging your gifts over the course of the year. Okay. If you're calling, let's see, I'm sorry. However you choose to give, please know that we receive your donation with grace and gratitude, and it allows us to continue to share our message out in the world. So if you'd like to hold your gift over your heart, if you're comfortable doing that, and join me in our affirmation. I am an open channel through which prosperity flows. I accept the divine flow of goodness, ideas, and substance through me now. I am peaceful for my full and prosperous life, and so it is.
Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful, 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 I'm so grateful. Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful, 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 I'm so grateful.
And we are so very, very grateful for the abundance that has been shared with us here today. We receive it with gratitude and send it forth also out into the world to bless, heal, and prosper, sharing our message of affirmative spirituality with our community and our world. We receive it in gratitude, knowing that it is shaken down, pressed down, shaken together, and running over in an ever-expanding cycle of love, health, wholeness, prosperity, and abundance. And so we let it be, and so it is. Okay, with closing, just a few reminders. If you'd like prayer today, myself and Reverend Jill will be available after the service, or you can leave a prayer request in the prayer box in the lobby, or leave a request on the website. Remember, you can stop by the front desk to sign up to host a Grateful Gathering, buy a ticket, or make a donation towards our 10th anniversary garden party or the Outcasters show. And another reminder, prayer circle next week following our gathering. And next week, we'll continue our March series, Living Our Values Every Day, with my message, The Genius in You, as we explore the intersection of genius and our values. We'll gather at 10 o'clock for the message, 9:30 for meditation, streaming live on YouTube and Facebook. Plus, there's the Wednesday night rebroadcast of just the message at 7 p.m. on Facebook. With that, if you please stand and join me for our closing affirmation and our song. If you'll join me. I live in peace and share my joy. I am empowered by spiritual truth. Today I unveil my values and let them shine. And so it is.
We are making a new world now. Let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. Let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. Let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. Let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand. I'm gonna stand for joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. We are making a